I'd like to call the meeting of the Wyoming County Business Assistance Corporation to order. Today is July 10th, 2025, and we are going to, I established a quorum. We do have a quorum, and we'll introduce ourselves. Scott, please go.
Scott Gardner, IDA staff.
Kevin Zanner, IDA counsel.
Mark George, analyst.
Joe Gazowski, IDA.
Becky Ryan, IDA.
Doug Burwinger, IDA board.
Tom McCormick, IDA board.
Jim Pierce, IDA staff.
Jennifer Tishka, IDA staff.
Robin Marshall, IDA staff.
Thank you. First item on the agenda is to approve, review and approve the minutes from the May 8th board meeting. Any additions, deletions, or corrections? I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for each meeting.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded to approve the minutes for May 8th. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next, financial statement for May and June of 25. Robin?
Yes. Starting out the month with $1,092,192 in cash and CDs. We brought in some bank interest and interest earned on our loans, as well as our principal on our loans. We had just expenses of some legal fees, and we ended up the month with $1,128,071 in cash and invested funds. On the next page is the loan portfolio. And everything's running as normal. We just have the one that stands out as running behind is typical. But everything else is good.
Very good. I'd like to make a motion to approve the financial reports.
I'll make a motion to approve the financial report.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded to approve financial reports for July 25. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Jim, an action item.
Yes, thank you very much. I didn't invite in the borrower for a presentation because you folks have met her before. It's Amanda Osborne, and she owns Dell Collective. She is applying for some funds, and this is for one of the DRI projects in the village of Perry. So I have asked Mark George to do his underwriting for us, and Mark, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you. The borrower here would be Dell Collective LLC. It's a single entity or a single member LLC with Amanda Osborne being the only one in control or as a member. She resides at 7785 Schenck Road in Perry. That's her business address as well as her home address. What Amanda would like to do, or she's asking for, is a $150,000 loan to assist with the cost of gutting, remodeling, and expanding this future Dell Collective office space and rental at 17 North Main Street in Perry. Amanda bought this property in 2020 for $40,000. There is no debt owing against the property. And again, Amanda would be the sole owner of that property. Amanda's estimates are $520,000 to internally demo, renovate, and expand the property. What she has already done is secured a $150,000 line of credit from Tompkins Bank. She's using one of her rentals, the rental on Route 19A that the county helped her with last year. That property's up and renting and has no debt. That is what she's pledging as collateral to Tompkins. I saw a copy of the commitment letter, so that commitment is in place from Tompkins. Between what the county loan would be and what Tompkins is giving her, that would be $300,000. Amanda has budgeted another $220,000 in cash to complete the project. She's verbally committed that she has that $220 on hand between Dell Collective and or her and her husband. Dell Collective has secured a $287,000 grant through the New York State Downtown Revitalization. And that was approved some 2 years ago. I asked Amanda if she had checked on that recently, and as recently as August of this year, she did check, and that's still active. And she expects to be done with her renovations by March of '26. The grant money would follow shortly after. With that $287,000, she expects to take her Tompkins line of credit down to zero and pay off the loan that she'd be getting from the county that we're discussing here today. To summarize the loan terms, it would be $150,000. It would be put on an 8-year amortization at 3%, payments of $1,760 a month. And what she is offering as collateral is a duplex at 58 South Main in cast style. This property is owned solely by Amanda and managed by her management company. It's free and clear of any debt. The county has used this property as collateral in the past for loans with Amanda. As far as costs go, again, she paid $40,000 for the property 5 years ago, and her costs, including soft costs, are $520, bringing it to $560. The sources would be that her $40 that she paid for it, $220 in cash that she'll be putting in, and then the $250,000 loans totaling $560. As far as an overview goes, Amanda currently lives on Schenck Road in Perry with her husband. Amanda grew up on a farm in central New York and has moved to Perry some 12 years ago. Her background is in hospitality and the food industry, and her college degree was in hospitality management. Initially, when Amanda was in Perry, she worked for a company called Party Man. That was an event planner. The business there expanded several times over with Amanda's expertise. She was a key employee who helped them get into the wedding venues. Amanda has left that company, and now she exclusively works for herself at Dell Collective as she continues to acquire properties and turn them into rentals. So Dell Collective is a property management company. Again, one person involved, Amanda. She's 100% owner. They manage several properties. 3 are owned by Amanda's husband, Nathan, and his brother. In addition, there are 4 other properties that Amanda owns herself. The properties are in her name. Dell Collective files a separate one-page tax return on their personal return. Nathan's income comes from 4 large farms he and his brother own. They're under 4 separate LLCs, that being High Banks Dairy, Lincoln Dairy, Progressive Dairy, and Southview. Per Amanda, they have approximately 15 head of cattle. 15,000, yes, I'm sorry. There are 3 rental properties on that Schenck Road property. There's 2 that there was a barn there that they've customized, and it's fantastic, and a large farmhouse. She does rent them. The farmhouse is, in addition to the other 2, they put a small petting zoo in there, and I know last year they bought a zebra and some other exotic animals, so.
That's amazing.
It does bring some people that want to see them. So all the income from the properties owned by Nathan and his brother show up in Dell Collective's income, along with the 4 that Amanda owns. As far as the personal tax returns go, I had returns from 20, 21, 22. Nathan's farm business had substantial losses in those years, but in 23 and 24, substantial profits. The rental properties have always showed a positive cash flow. Nathan is not a borrower nor an owner of the borrowing entity, nor the owner of the proposed collateral. So no other information was requested from him regarding the dairy LLCs, which would entail picking up partnership LLCs and trying to break them down. Between 2019 and 2020, Nathan and Amanda renovated the properties on Schenck Road. Again, 2 upscale apartments there, as well as the farmhouse. All of those are available to rent. They live at that Schenck Road address. should she rent that out, which she does a lot of times for weddings and events, they temporarily move to another rental property that's not being lived in at the time. In 22-23, Amanda purchased the duplex at 58 South Main in Castile. That would be the collateral on this loan. Substantial monies were spent to renovate. It's up and running. It's a duplex. They get $900 a month plus utilities on that property. I would estimate the value to be $120,000 to $150,000 on that property. Again, the property in Perry, that's paid for $40,000. They bought that 5 years ago. In 2024, Amanda purchased and renovated a property at 7555 Route 19A. The county did assist her with a similar loan of $110,000. Since then, the property renovations are complete. The property is up and renting. If you looked at the 25 income year to date, it's doing very, very well. In addition, she's paid off all debt, including the county's building loan fund of $110,000. The new property in Perry, I didn't add any additional income there. The first floor is going to be an office space that Dell Collective uses, or she said if the town of Perry, Village of Perry needs that office space to help with local events, she would be willing to help use that space to promote activities in the county. The upstairs, she will make an apartment, an Airbnb type property for those who wish to be closer to town, take advantage of the amenities in town. Again, she said this shouldn't be, she doesn't expect it to be highly profitable because there's really no income coming from the first floor and she'll have expenses. I didn't add any additional income into our cash flow projections for Dell Collective. As far as the income from the remaining properties Dell Collective controls, Amanda gave me her 23-24 tax returns as well as a 6-month income and expense. I annualized those best I could using her 6-month projections. And you can see in that summary, if anybody looked at the Excel spreadsheets I did, I color coded those so you could see the difference between her properties and her husband's. Just kind of broke it all down. But if you look at it overall, all of her income, she's gone from $195,000. This year it should be over $400,000 in rents collected. Cash flow has gone from $113,000, and I'm estimating $186,000 in 2025. Substantial income. Amanda seems to be a very good manager, and she's really done an exemplary job decorating these properties. If anybody's been to see them, they're fantastic. As far as debt goes, I didn't take those out. If you look at the cash flow, that's income before debt. The only real debt that she has right now is a mortgage with Wells Fargo on the lakefront house that she has. The other two debts from Tompkins and the county, if you add them all together, would be $54,000 a year. As you can see, her income is substantial. Based on the projections that I had, she can cover her debts at over a 3-to-1 ratio. If we just look at Amanda's properties, she can still do it at a 144 coverage, which is still strong. Knowing that Amanda plans to retire these two loans, the county's loan and the other line of credit, the only debt she's going to have long-term going forward would be the Wells Fargo mortgage. Personal credit for Amanda is excellent. She has had 21 loans in the past. She has several cards open, but there's only a small balance of $5,724. If she wanted to, she has maximum credit of $70,000 at her disposal through credit cards. The Wells Fargo mortgage has been paid down from $290 to $234, and that's been paid as agreed. There's no judgments or blemishes on her personal credit. As far as her personal financials, these only include her properties, not anything to do with her husband. She's got slightly over $1 million net worth when we take out the associated debt. looking at the positive and negative of this loan request, some of the rentals are owned by Amanda's husband. She rents them, leases them from her husband for $1 a year, she told me. It's better if she owns them personally and not associated with her husband's business. It would be best if Dell Collective could own everything that they manage, then the income would truly be hers, coming from Dell. As far as positives go, Amanda's very capable, talented person, proven track record of income, real estate collateral she's putting up valued at $120,000 to $150,000. She's a solid guarantor with substantial net worth. She plans to keep growing and adding more rentals and bringing more people to the Wyoming County area. There'll be additional bed tax generated from more rentals. And Amanda has proven to be debt averse. She pays her debts off as fast as she can. And then still is profitable, which is a great trait. My recommendation would be that you approve this loan as presented. She has management ability and the personality to continue her success. And the recommended collateral would be a $150,000 mortgage against her duplex on South Main and Castile. Put the loan to Dell Collective and have Amanda personally guarantee the debt.
Another positive is a fast track graduate.
Yes.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
One aggressive, forward-thinking person. Very aggressive.
They got a great farm too, I mean, largest DFA member in the East area, 15,000 dairy cows. That's low.
Is it?
Yeah, but that's very solid.
She's a real hustler. Anytime I meet with her and she shows me a property, she's right on point on, everything that's going on and who she needs to hire.
So this particular project, it's gonna be offered in apartments, you said, or just Airbnb type things?
Well, the upstairs would be an Airbnb,
Just
one night, 2 night, 3
one
night.
unit.
One unit?
Yes, the downstairs wants to make a Dell Collective office.
Okay,
And if there's events going on in Perry, she'd be open to letting others use it. She seemed very wanting to expand anything that's going on in the village.
I mean, the beauty of this project is the building she's going into has been vacant and falling down for many, many years. It's right next to the tattoo shop on North Beach.
Mhm.
And I was whispering to Scott that he could pull it up, but we can't do two things at once. It's 17 North Main. So it really kind of it helps finish that block of development there. It started with actually Greg O'Connell, by the way.
Who just passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is so really.
yeah, it did.
there you go.
It's that one right there
It's
behind
in
the
Geneseo.
light silver car.
Okay, here. Yeah, it's right in the heart of the thing.
And the tattoo shop is for sale as well. She thought about buying it, but she thought $100,000.
Is it the
was a little too steep.
Old, bar was that? Was the bar a bar?
Is that a hole in the wall many years ago?
Now that's
No.
down further.
Okay.
I think it was a bar, wasn't it? They had a fire in it. What was the name of that bar on Main Street?
I don't know, that's a long time ago.
I'll share just a brief story and how it relates. My daughter lives in Washington DC. She has a 600 square foot apartment with her boyfriend who works for Microsoft. And she's in what do you call, art thing, what do you call it? Museum, that was the number, so she works in a museum. Anyways, 600 square feet, she pays $2,700 a month. And with that, what the industry is doing, now she also has a car, which unfortunately, she really didn't need a car. We bought it for her graduation present, and that cost her $300 a month. Her rent is $3,000 a month for 600 square feet. Now, what they've done there is they've sell those properties. Obviously, they're very safe. Washington D.C. is not as bad as what everybody. When you live there, you know where not to go. It's a beautiful city, actually. It's got its places where you don't want to go, but where she lives, it's nice. It's right next to Arlington Cemetery. And anyhow, that they do though is they promote the swimming pool, the workout facilities, all these cool things that nobody uses. But they pack people into these facilities. So that really constrains the housing market. And it's really not right. I mean, it caters to the people that are making, you know, a couple $100,000 a year. That's what it costs. And one thing that obviously doesn't happen here, but it's a concern that these, you know, as the property gets developed, and we don't make it affordable for the people that live here. They push people in Washington DC out. I mean, anybody that can have a job there, unless you're making a couple $100,000, you gotta live far away.
Virginia.
And not that that's ever gonna happen in Wyoming County, but that's the trend of the developers. Now, Amanda's not like that. I totally get that. But we don't have affordable housing. It's $400,000 to build a house in Wyoming County. What kind of jobs do we have that can afford that unless both families work? Both in the family work, which most people do nowadays. But just bring that up as a cautionary tale. It's a trend in real estate, which is real estate developers have massive tax advantages, much like farmers do. We can argue either way on that, whether that's right or wrong. But when they take advantage of it like that, we just push people into poverty. And so I love what Amanda's doing. She does it right. But if we find somebody that can develop housing for the young people that want to stay here, there's a lot of people that love to live here, but they can't afford it. And then they're not going to live in the city, but they'll they'll rent an apartment with two of their buddies or something like that. But anyway, just my 2 cents.
You're right. You go to Buffalo Transit, they're building huge apartment buildings constantly.
Constantly. They're small living spaces with huge amenities.
A little
So
deck,
they can
a
pack
little deck,
people in there.
quarter the size of this table,
Yeah.
overlooking Transit Road.
Mhm.
I can't believe it.
That's the trend that's going on, and we have a housing crisis in this country, and we're trying to find houses for friends, family that want to live here. First of all, they're not for sale. Nikki, when she was on the council, she was very adamant about it, but there's not enough for sale. And if it is for sale, it's $400,000 and needs $200,000 upgrades. So, the property in Arcade would be great for apartments, but then you get, what do you do? So,
I get it. I just don't want subsidized low
we need good
rent
paying,
housing.
yeah, but that's
Because
right.
we've got all we need.
Mhm. Yeah, that's right.
Are there any questions for Mark on this analysis?
Great report.
No, it was.
Thank you.
It's very thorough.
We had some information.
You want to make the motion?
I would like to make a motion for the loan request by Dell Collective. Amanda Osborne is an outstanding businesswoman. I love everything that she has done so far.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the request by Dell Collective, Amanda Osborne, for a loan through the Business Assistance Corporation. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Just so the board knows, that's as high as the bank would go. So that's why we came in. So,
Okay.
thank you, Mark.
Anything else? I have one thing. Jim, I don't know if I'm sure you saw the article in the paper about the Sumitomo employees who are now working at Steele and O'Brien in Arcade. You know, Dunlop Tire bellied up, went out of business. Well, several of their employees have started working at and they've moved away from Erie County and moving this way.
Their loss, our gain, right?
Well, that goes to show you what a skilled workforce that we need.
So something interesting has happened with Steele and O'Brien. They were just typically food grade stainless steel for the food and pharmaceutical industry. They have now tapped into this growth industry of AI and data centers where they need the cooling systems So they have now a line of products that are well suited for putting into these centers for cooling of the servers and the equipment that's in there. And they, that will become larger than the existing product lines that they have. So,
Place is really taking off. It's just amazing. Any news on American Precision?
nothing. They're too high in the rent, and they turned down prospects that I brought
You
there.
know, I mean, Jim, I know you, there's no week goes by, somebody doesn't ask me, "Hey, what's going on
I
with
know.
American Precision?"
That ice cream maker from Turkey, he wanted to rent it, they wouldn't rent it to him because he was a startup. The small building. And his family's got money.
Okay. All right, anything else? Next meeting is September 11th at 11. All right. Someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.